throughout social media. We're going to get you out of here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's go ahead and take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us, we got Brad Francis with us, Brian Bitler, Jovan Burts, Rod Zawacky, Jay Briggs, and David Racey. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. Bitler, Racey, Briggs, Francis, Burts, Zawacky, then I will close this one out. All right, lots of action on the board tonight. NBA, NFL Monday Night Football, and college basketball. Update scoreboard here. Purdue making a run here. Gonzaga 37-36, 18 minutes left in Mountain Invitational quarterfinal action there. While two heavyweights in a quarterfinal game, so you know that tournament is definitely loaded full of talent. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Also, NBA, NHL on the board tonight, so really good card of action. Let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Brian and Billy. You'll catch them over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Brian right now in B to start us off here on a Monday for Feast Week here on the week here. Brian, what's happening?
Oh, definitely excited to be with you, and hopefully I get to watch the end of that Purdue-Gonzaga game. I'm personally rooting for Purdue. I want to see the Big Ten do well. I know there's Big Ten haters out there, but I believe that they're going to be a strong conference this year. So we'll see how it goes.
Usually are when you got the Michigan States, Michigan's, Ohio State, and in there. Of course, next year we're throwing some Oregon and UCLA in the mix. I was going to say USC, but they haven't looked too impressive to start the season. Washington took one in the chin last night, but should be interesting
and
next year.
Penn State's not a bad team either.
Not a bad team? Well, they're not a good team. Most of the time, they're not good.
Well, they're not bad.
So we'll see how they roll. When they need to have experience in their lineup to be well. We'll see how that rolls with Penn State. But yeah, they'll cover spreads in the non-conference, but usually they have struggles when they get into the conference play. But anyway, tonight we're going to look at this one between the Knicks and the Timberwolves. Everyone was playing really well. Great defensive numbers. Knicks a defensive team here. We see the T was favored at home here after that long road trip. 2.5 total, 214.5.
I'll tell you what, pretty nice card here on a Monday. Great matchup here in the NBA as the New York Knicks visiting the Minnesota Timberwolves. Knicks come in here winners of 3 straight games. The Wolves winners of 8 of their last 10. Knicks, though, have covered 3 straight. They've covered 3 of the last 4 against this team. Minnesota has missed the cover in 3 straight games, while the Knicks have gotten the money 3 straight for bettors here. Both these teams very solid on defense. Timberwolves definitely solid early on. I think a lot of action going on the Minnesota Timberwolves because they're 5-0, perfect ATS at home. But the Knicks, I don't think they're not a road slouch, that's for sure. I think this game comes down to who holds the ball last, and it was 3.5 this morning. Now I see it's down to 2.5. I'm going to take the New York Knicks plus the points here.
All right, Brian says go ahead and take the New York Knicks at 2.5, and that is the truth. There it is, 2.5. We've seen one of the sharpest books out in the offshore world, where the line usually used to originate, now at 2. So you have to hurry up and get those numbers. See if they fall through on that 2 in this one. But yeah, it's a spot here where we've seen the T-Wolves defend well at home. The Knicks are a good defensive team. Just to look at the injury situation, Fournier and Grimes are questionable. Clark McLaughlin out here. So it looks like the starting 5 could be impacted if Grimes doesn't go, but it will be a game-time decision. But here, looking at this Knicks, it's all defense. Of course, those T-Wolves home after that long trip.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for a team to adjust once they first get back home. But, I think the under is also a play to look at in this one because Minnesota definitely playing strong defense. I think if the New York Knicks want to continue to do what they've been doing, and that's winning, I think they need to turn up the defensive pressure here at Minnesota.
That's right. No doubt about that. Defensive pressure here. Knicks plus 2.5 here against the T-Wolves. This one to have a start time here of 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight's action. Of course, tonight on the board, a little bit of everything, right? We got that Monday Night Football game. Everyone's talking about that Eagle and Chiefs game. Going to be a good one tonight. We've got a lot of college hoops on the board as we start that Maui Classic, and of course tournaments across the country as well. NHL with a board as NBA. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium? Good results here in the NBA to start the season.
I'll tell you what, already got one winner on the board today. Murray State came in, and that was a game that went to overtime. It had me sweating that one out, but I still got 2 premium picks on the board. highlighted by my NBA Titanium play. You can head on over to pickdogs.com, get my best bet in the NBA for just $25 over at pickdogs.com. So far in the month of November, hitting 59%. Definitely going to close out the month with some winners. So guys, make sure you go on over there and check it out. Definitely going to be a big weekend for football and basketball for sure.
That's right, guys.
Hockey too.
A little bit of hockey as well. Get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs. You see the great results from Brian. 425 units of profit document over at Pick Dogs. Get on board. Action up there. Also showing a great profit. All sports combined last 7 days. Action up there on the board tonight. We got also already read the best bet for Tuesday college football. But again, here we are on Feast Week. This is the perfect time to get that 7-day all sports pass with all these sports overlapping. Big college football card, NFL card, get your Friday action as well. When you get that 7-day pass, it's probably the best value right now with all these sports overlapping, these college basketball tournaments, NBA's thrown in there as well. All sports 7-day pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Brian, as always, great having you show. Continue that great success. Keep them running, man. We're going to have a big week coming up with sports, Feast Week here, and we'll catch up with you again on Friday.
Look forward to seeing you on Friday. I'm just going to watch this Monday Night Football game. Definitely, I don't want to sound like a homer, leaning to the Eagles plus the points, and I'm going to take Jalen Hurts to score the first touchdown. So hopefully I don't sound too much like a homer, but that's the way I'm going to go on that game.
Well, that's it. I can see that side, and you got the first touchdown. Brian, you were pretty good at that last year, right?
That's what I like, the first touchdown thing, because you know what? It gets your play over with nice and early. You're either going to win or lose right away with most teams. Maybe not the New York Jets because they struggle to score any touchdowns. But in most games, you'll get the first touchdown pretty quick.
There you go. All right, Brian. Have a great night. Catch up with you Friday.
Thanks for having me, Tony. I'll catch you on Friday.
Catch you Friday. Brian Bitler here on the drive through. Let's continue on the show. Up next, David Racey. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can catch him also in written form right now. You can imagine all those articles going up now this time of the year. Let's bring him in right now. David Racey. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Ready to go with David. David, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Like you said, a lot of articles going on, so doing that's keeping me busy for sure.
I bet. No doubt about that. Someone told me the other day, I got 45 articles due. I'm not going to I can't make the show. I said, well, come on, dude. But David's here. Here we go. Here we go. But anyway, tonight we go to the ice as the Avalanche will face the Predators. We see the Avalanche road favorites minus 157, total 6.5.
Yeah, Colorado comes into this one with a record of 11-5. They've won 3 games in a row. They've looked really well after they struggled for about 7 games over the past 2 or 3 weeks, but they've bounced back. They've won 3 in a row, and they've outscored their opponents by a total of 19-6. So they are blowing teams out. They're playing very well, and I like them here in this game. I actually think they cover the puck line. They cover the 1.5. Like I said, they outscored their last 3 opponents 19-6, and one of those opponents was Dallas. They were trailing in that game 3-0. They scored 6 unanswered to end the game. They won 6-3. This team's just playing very solid right now, and they've been pretty decent on the road, going 6-3. When you look over at Nashville, the Predators are struggling a little bit right now. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 and 6 out of their last 8, and they're only 4-4 on home ice this year. Nashville did win against Chicago last time out 4-2, but they have really struggled over the last 2 weeks. And like I said, they lost 6 out of their last 8, and 5 out of those 6 were by at least 2 goals. So I think Colorado, even though they're on the road, I think they go into Nashville, get a nice victory. Nashville also struggles on the penalty kill. They're only, I believe, 71%, which is not great against this Colorado team. So take Colorado minus the 1.5 here.
All right, David says take the Avalanche here on the puck line. Lay the puck in a half here, plus 158 against the Preds here. Yeah, are we starting to see this Avalanche team we saw a few years ago putting pucks in the net? Because that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, and like I said, they struggled there. They went through a 7-game stretch where they had 3 road games and they didn't score in any of them. They gave up 8 goals to the Blues, and they really were struggling. But they've turned it around. They've scored 6, 8, and 5 goals over their last 3 games against Dallas, Anaheim, and Seattle. And this team has all the talent. They could definitely make a nice run. But they're playing very well right now and have to capitalize on it because obviously they've been a little bit inconsistent. They started the season, I think, with 6 straight wins. Then they went through that rough patch, and now they're back on the winning trail.
There we go. David here, Avalanche pick 'em. Puck line here. Puck line laying the puck and a half plus 158 here against the Predators. This one will have a start time tonight here at 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, David, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, we do have lots of action tonight on the ice, as well as NBA, college hoops in action, as well as Purdue is just taking the lead by 1 right now against Gonzaga in the quarterfinals. NFL Monday Night Football as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, I got a little bit of everything going on tonight. I got 1 NFL play, 1 NBA, 2 NHL, and 1 college basketball. Like you guys can see, I've started the season pretty well in the NHL. I'm also positive units in college basketball and right at that 50% mark at the NBA. So head on over to Pick Dogs Premium, check out those plays. There's also a 3-pack up there that includes the NFL, NBA, and my NHL best bet. So head on over to Pick Dogs Premium, and let's have a great day.
Get on board here with David Racey over at Pick Dodge Premium. You see the great results in the NHL for David. Of course, great results last 7 days showing a profit as well. So good time to get on board. Remember what we're talking about, guys. This is the time to get that long-term passes with all these sports overlapping. We're on feast week here. Great college hoops action right now. We're getting right into the final regular season week here from college football. Next week we get into championship week, and then before you know it, bowl season is here. So great time if you want to check out David. That 7-day pass is perfect right now with all these sports overlapping, and use the promo code PICK. Save that 15% off. All right, David, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up the good work. We can always catch a lot of your written work over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat.
Yep, I'm one of the free pick article writers over at pickdogs.com. So you go to Pick Dogs or Sports Chat place, click on the free pick tab. You can click the sport, and you can get a free pick in just about every single game. For college basketball, Pick Dogs has every single game. Sports Chat Place just has the bigger teams. But Pick Dogs has every single game. So if you're looking for that winner in the Lemoyne versus whoever the heck they're playing, you can get a free pick, get some good stats and some trends out of it. So head on over to Pick Dogs or Sports Chat Place and check it out.
Check it out indeed. Check out David Racey there and get on board with his long-term passes. David, keep up the great work. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you. Good luck tonight.
You as well. David Racey here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, we're going to go ahead and welcome in here Jay. You can catch Jay Briggs over at Pick Dodge Premium. Catch him here on the morning show here every day. Of course, during the week, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. We got his NFL rundown, NBA rundown up there. Of course, check him up at the halftime tonight for those halftime picks from this big Monday Night Football game tonight between the Chiefs and the Eagles. We'll bring Jay in right now. Ready to roll with Jay. Jay, what's happening? Jay, you're on mute there.
Sorry about that. My bad. How you doing today, Tony?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go tonight. The Nuggets on continuing this road trip to face the Pistons. We've seen this one creep up a little bit. This one was around 9.5. Now it's moved up to 9.5. Now Denver favored. The total says 224.5.
Yeah, the reason this line kind of shot up is because all the injury news for the Detroit Pistons came in, and everybody's out. Duran's out, Monte Morris out, Joe Harris is out. Bojan will not make his season debut. Killian Hayes is still a game-time decision. Isaiah Livers will play in this one. And, of course, Jamal Murray is still out for the Nuggets. Here's the thing. I know the Detroit Pistons are really banged up, and they're one of the worst teams in the NBA at 2-12. But I'm going to grab the points with them here in this one. I can't lay this huge of a number with the Denver Chicken Nuggets out on the road. I love betting the Nuggets. The Nuggets are the defending champs. And we know what's up with the Nuggets. We love betting the Nuggets. We make a ton of money betting the Nuggets, mainly at home where they go stupid, dummy, crazy. They've only lost like 8 games in their last 60 at home. So where do most of their losses come at? Out on the road. That's where their losses come. We've seen them now lose 3 straight road games. Even in this stretch of basketball they're playing, they're 9-4 on the season. But 3 of their last 4, they've lost all out on the road. And I don't want to be laying this huge of a number with them out on the road. I do think this is a bounce-back spot. I do think they win the game. But in my mind, they win it somewhere 5-6 points. They're just not the same team, not on their home floor up there in that elevation. So I think the Pistons can do enough to keep this game reasonable. I'm going to grab the points with Detroit in this one.
All right, we got that. Jay says take the points with Detroit. Here, as you know, the Nuggets, not the same team on the road, scoring about 6.5 points, fewer points on the road. Of course, when you look at Detroit, they're a bad team, but they've covered half their games over the past 6.
You correctly. They're about a 50-50 ATS team. They're not nearly as bad ATS as they are straight up. they do compete in games, and they can hang around with even some of the best teams in the NBA. And I kind of think that's what we see here. They do just enough to hang around to cover this line in the end.
All right, Jay here on the Pistons here, plus the 9 here against the Nuggets. Tonight, we'll have this one here at 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, lots of action on the board tonight. Jay's been on a tear. 1,493 units of profit last 3 days. Check out his NFL record. It's been on fire there in the NFL, firing. Tonight, there's a lot on the board here. We got college hoops as well as NBA, the big NFL game. We got action on the ice as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Man, I got a ton of action going on over at Pick Dogs Premium. Up over 1,100 units in the NFL for the season. Of course, I'm active in the Chiefs-Eagles tonight. You guys can scoop that play up over at Pick Dogs Premium. But that's not even where I'm hottest at. I'm hottest in the NBA right now on my NBA play of the day. We are currently 9-1-2 last 12 on our NBA play of the day, trying to get to 10-1-2 last 13. It's been damn near 2 weeks. We've only lost once. And on those 2 pushes, if you caught the closing line, you cashed on that play. We're trying to keep that momentum rolling forward into tonight. I absolutely love tonight's money-making NBA play of the day. Scoop that play up. Or, best thing to do, hop on something long-term. Get every single play, every single sport for the duration of the package that you scoop up. Or you can pair me up 2 for 1, 3 for 1, 4 for 1 with the guys here at Pick Dogs.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs. Look at the results here from Jay. Last 30 days have been on absolute fire. That 30-day pass will suit you fine here. Get all of Jay's premium plays. NFL. Of course, we've got a huge holiday weekend coming up here with action. College basketball, NBA, NFL, college football. This is the time to get on board with that long-term pass, 30-day pass. Use promo code PICK, save that 15% off. Add multi-capper promotion, make it even a greater value there. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. The way you're running your folks on your all-access plan, let them know about that.
Tony T, hey, my folks in my all-access club are up a lot. I can actually pull up the numbers. My guy Costi sent them over to me this morning. The guys in the all-access club in the past month, the official record is 33, 26, and 1, 55%, but they're up 29 units. We're up so many units because I'm able to rate my in the All Access Club. So if it's a 4-star play, a 5-star play, a 2-star play, a 1-star play, you guys know about how much to put on a single game. And so the last 30 days, we're up 29 units in the All Access Club. It's for my big bettors out there. It's for the guys that want that next level premium service from me. And if it's for you, then you guys know how to get in touch with. And the number is 77. I have it off the top of my head, and sometimes I forget. It's 774-775-7674 is what it is. There you go.
There you go.
You guys can text the number, and if it's for you, we'll set up a time to talk and figure out the package right for you.
There you go. Get on board with Jay. You can call or text that line. Costi will take care of it for you there, covering with Jay on fire. All right, Jay, keep up the great work, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Trying to keep it rolling. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, and let's make some money tonight. Indeed.
Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on. Guys, every time you miss a pick, we always recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue in college hoops coverage right now with Brad Francis. Catch him over at Pick Dogs. Brim catches parlay video series as well. We'll bring Brad in, ready to roll with Brad. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? How are we doing today?
Doing great. All right. Lots of college hoops action tonight. This one on ESPNU, as we've got a nice one here on a neutral court here between UConn and Texas here. This one to be played in Madison Square Garden. Always good to see that Madison Square Garden court. We know there'll be a lot of folks there. Kind of close to UConn here. UConn favored 6.5, total 144.
Yeah, and sorry, Tony. The pick I wanted to give out was actually Marquette -6. Sorry about that. I think I sent you the wrong thing. But the pick is Marquette -6 against UCLA. Apologize once again. But reason for this pick, I think Marquette's going to be a problem this season. You know, they're currently ranked 4th in the nation. They're coming off a 7-point win against a good Illinois team. And in that game, they were an underdog as well. They got a guard, Tyler Kolek, who's one of the most dynamic players in the game. He could pass, he could score, and I think he's going to give UCLA some problems. UCLA has also struggled from the 3 this season. You know, Ken Pom has UCLA ranked 338th in three-point percentage this season, which is pretty awful. And I just don't see how UCLA is going to keep up with this Marquette offense. And I don't think UCLA is going to be an awful team. I'm sure they're going to put together somewhat of a good season this year. They always do, but I just think Marquette's on another level, and they should win this one by 6.
All right, let's see. We get the graphic up there. Okay, we got the graphic up here. So late game tonight, UCLA and Marquette. We got the play here. It's going to be Marquette. Again, give us the pick again. I was trying to get the graphic here.
Yeah, Marquette minus the 5.5.
Okay, Marquette minus the 5.5. Let's take a look here. See it where that is right now. If that is a going number right now, this is going to be the latest game on the board tonight, and that is 5.5. There's a lot of 6s out there, so you can. 5.5 is the sharpest book in the world. There are a lot of 6. There are some 5.5s out there in some U.S. sports books, so there's a mix of numbers there. So do your line shopping. Get the best number there in this one here between UCLA and Marquette. Of course, that's the one that Brad is going on. Of course, UCLA, a team really haven't played anybody, right? They played teams that are ranked 359th, 328th, and 357th in the nation. Then you face Marquette.
Exactly. Yeah, I think they're in a rude awakening for this one. And like I said, I don't think UCLA is bad, but I really think this Marquette team is going to be good. I think they'll win the Big East again this season. So yeah, I'm loving Marquette here.
Loving the Marquette side here. Let me get that in there here. Marquette. It's going to be minus. You can find 5.5. One of the sharpest. Actually the sharpest book, as well as the one in U.S. market, is also showing that number there with the Marquette laying the 5.5, and of course Marquette, a team here with a lot of minutes continuity. When you look at some of the numbers here, they've been together, ranking 4th as far as minutes continuity. I mean, the core players have played together here quite a bit, so it's an experienced team coming in, and man, they're making it all. They're making 3s, they're making 2s, they're taking care of the basketball. Could be UCLA. The line tells you everything you want to know about this one tonight here on ES, right?
Yep, exactly, man. The line tells the story.
Yeah, the line pretty much said when you see UCLA, a big dog like that, this one will be in Hawaii, in Honolulu tonight, late game, 11:30 Eastern time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight. Just to let you know, Marquette laying the 5.5. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight's action. Of course, we've got college hoops on the board tonight, lots of NBA as well. And of course, they've got that big Monday night game tonight between the Eagles and the Chiefs. NHL board as well. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium? Looks like it's been a pretty good, strong past 30 days.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I got a 5-pack on this site. It's my 3 favorite college basketball plays for the night, as well as my favorite NFL play and my favorite NBA play. So get a little bit of everything. Loving tonight's package, and a great time to hop on the 7-day, like Tony's been saying. We got so many sports this week and this weekend as well. So great time to hop on something long term. Yeah, the long term is the way to go, guys. Right now, especially here when we're in the last regular season week of college football, there's a lot of big games coming up. You also want to take advantage here of the NFL, the entire card for week 12 as well. Great time to get that 7-day pass. That's the best value right now over at Pick Dogs, is get the long-term pass, 7-day pass. Of course, get all of Brad's premium plays for that time period. And, of course, use the promo code PICK, save that. 15% off. Of course, Brad has been on fire here the last 30 days. All right, Brad, as always, great having you show. To that success, we'll catch up with you again on Friday. But let everybody know we can always catch your parlay videos as well on the channel. Yes, sir. Yep. I come on the drive-through Monday and Fridays, but I got the parlay videos every day of the week. So check that out on Pick Dogs YouTube. You'll see them the night before the games are played. Those videos are dropped. So check those out. Let's win some money. That's right. Check them out. And make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications so when Brad drops those videos, you get them right away. All right, Brad. Have a great rest of the week. We'll catch up with you Friday. All right. Thank you, Tony. Have a good one. You as well. Brad Francis here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on, guys. Anytime you miss a pick, we always recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Scoreboard update here. Purdue up 52-47 on Gonzaga. Still about 9.5 minutes to go in the game. Let's continue on right now. Let's bring in Jovan Burts. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Jovan in right now. More NBA coverage here on the show. I'll get him in. Maybe I went too far. I think I went a little too far there. So let's go back here and find Jovan Burts on location. Probably at a sports book, ready to get his bets in. Let's bring Jovan in. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight. NBA up on the board as the Clippers are on the road here to face the Spurs. We see the Clippers favored 8.5, total 230.5.
Yeah, and I'm on the Clippers in this one. Now, the Clippers finally did get their first win in the James Harden era. And I think that their first road win of the season. They're 0-6 right now on the road. But they're facing a first team who's just too young to win right now. They're on an 8-game losing streak at 1-7 against the spread in that time span. Now, you got Wemby, but he's just wet behind the ears. And this whole team, they got a lot of learning to do as far as winning NBA games. And as the season has progressed, they've just been getting blown out. You know what I mean? So, this is a real simple one. The Clippers, they're going to play defense. I don't know about James Harden, but the rest of those guys, they're going to play some defense. They're going to smooth the ball around. I've been seeing, as they've been getting acclimated to each other, with James Harden, they've been moving the ball around pretty well. So I'll give them that. I still don't think it was a good trade. I thought that, they had a good mix of guys for what they were doing, and hopefully Russell Westbrook, he's able to find his niche, because he did find his niche while he was with since he's been with the Clippers. But with that said, for this one, I expect a blowout win from the Clippers in this one.
All right, we got Jovan says come in here with the Clippers here and lay the 8.5 here against the Spurs. The Spurs team, it just seems weird with the Spurs team. Some pattern here where they play with teams for about a half. They play with them about the third quarter. Once we get in the fourth quarter, something funny happens, right? Other teams score and they don't.
Right, and that's just the product of being a young team, being not a good team, a bad team, not a poorly coached team, because they have a 4-time world champion coach and Greg Popovich, but they still have a lot of learning to do as far as how to win basketball games, how to close out basketball games. I did have good eyes on them early season, especially against Phoenix, but Phoenix, they're not a good defensive team. So when they won those 2 home games against Phoenix, it wasn't really what they were doing so much as what the Suns weren't doing. They weren't playing defense, and it came easy, to have a backdoor, not just cover, but win outright. Outscored the Phoenix Suns by, I believe, like 15 points.
Yeah, I think Phoenix weren't they banged up as well?
No, well,
Beal,
they had their guy.
They had the guys.
They had most of the guys. I don't know if Booker played one of those games. They didn't play one of those games, but still, the Phoenix, they should have won that first game. They just collapsed in the fourth quarter. As for the second one, they just didn't come to perform. So but regardless of that, this team right now, as currently, in their current form, they're just not doing what's supposed to be done for 4 quarters to get a grasp on this game, to get a grasp at a win. They might have a good half, they might have a good 3 quarters, but at some point in the game, whether it's the second quarter, the first quarter, or the fourth quarter, third quarter, they get blown. The doors get blown off. You know what I'm saying? And veteran teams like the Clippers, they're able to take advantage.
All right, there we go, Jovan, here on the Clippers. Lay the 8.5 here against the Spurs tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, Jovan has been on absolute fire in the NFL right now. You see the numbers from Jovan, 1,266 units of profit. That is all documented over at pick.com. You can verify those numbers by going to Jovan's handicapper page. Go to pick history. You'll see every play up there. It's fully documented. All right, Jovan, tonight we got lots on the board tonight with the NFL game as well as NBA college hoops. What do you have going on over at Pick Premium?
Hey, in that NFL record or units should be 200. 200 more units up, because I dropped the ball with Denver. I should have had them on the money line and not the spread, but it is what it is. So I did cash personally. I did have both the spread and the money line, so I didn't lose anything on that personally. But I should have had that as a premium. My NFL record yesterday would have been better. It would have been a 200 unit swing on that one. But nevertheless, I got a 5-pack going in tonight's action. 2 NBA plays 2 college basketball plays and 1 Monday Night Football play. It's a total, not the side. I got burnt on that in the Super Bowl, so I'm not gonna touch that, But anyway, you can check out my 3-day, my 7-day, my 30-day, or my yearly. National one up handicaps for the 2-4 Capital Promotional. You can't go wrong here. Sports Chat plays some pick dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Get on board with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs. Great results in NFL. You can check it out. Jovan has been on absolute fire. No better time than now to get on board here with the long-term passes. Again, all these sports overlapping. NFL. We got college football heading into this week and next week, right, with a lot of action there, showing good profit last 7 days as well. Pick is a promo code, save that 15% off. Right, Jovan, as always, great having you show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again on Friday.
Absolutely. Have a great night, win, and see you on Friday.
See you on Friday. Jovan Burts here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on our coverage, guys. Every time you miss a pick, we always do a recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the show. Let's take a look at some of the folks in the chat. Appreciate everybody in the chat room tonight. Let's continue on. We're going to go ahead and welcome in. Well, we got through the show quite quickly. Brian, David, Jay, Brad, Jovan, Rod. Rod up next. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Stream. We'll bring in Rod. It's been good to us here on the show. Let's get him in, ready to roll with Rod Zawacky. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much. What a great Cup game. If you didn't tune into that, man, you missed the barn burner. Last second touchdown. Yeah, this barn burner with this CFL game. The Alouettes win it. Win it late with 11 seconds left. They scored a touchdown to get themselves a nice win there. As we said, too many points. Disrespecting Montreal with those 8.5. That was an easy winner for us.
Yep.
Cakewalk. I don't think they were above that the whole game. It's always a close tight game. Good game too.
Yeah, we covered that last Monday. So go back and check this show back on Monday. Rod, you were all over that one.
All over that one. They were just definitely disrespecting Montreal in that one. And Montreal you know what Montreal turned into be? The land of the misfit toys. All the players that nobody wanted, they all went to Montreal, and they started to gel together as the season went along, and look what they did. Went right in and won themselves a cup. It was awesome. Good to see. Yep.
Well, Gonzaga with a layup there, down 3 here with 6.5 to go, Rod.
Down 3?
Down 3.
They made some bad plays. They've turned the ball over, and they're still young, right? And these guys are still taking some time to gel, but they're hanging in there.
Hanging in there against this really experienced.
They made too many fouls. Well, look at me. If you look at the free throws, Purdue's had 14 free throws, 15 free throws, and I think Gonzaga's only had 3. That's the big difference in this game right now. Too many bad penalties.
Fouling that big guy down low here. That's the thing. It's a tough matchup for these young guys.
Thing. It's tough. Yeah. It's tough. They're grinding.
But once you get a little bit of experience in you, when you get to March Madness, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens to Purdue. This is kind of their. They wish March was in November.
Well, yeah, exactly. But this is Gonzaga team. They like to schedule a little tough. They like to have the tough games early to get them going, right? They don't want the soft powder puff like UCLA. Let's play the 358th team. Let's see what you're going to do.
Yeah, they played three straight games against those type of teams. 350 and 320, 330. It's been a rough. It's been an easy schedule, cakewalk schedule.
and you almost lost, and you couldn't even beat the one by 20. You won by 10. Okay, you're in trouble against Marquette, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's no doubt about that one. There was some issues there. All right. Anyway, Rod, tonight we've got Flames and Kraken on the ice here with the Kraken. Close line here. Kraken 109. We see total 6.5.
Yeah, close line between these two. If you look, the Kraken actually have one more win than the Flames do in the schedule apart. Anyways, these teams are pretty close to being even. I think Grubauer's getting the start tonight, and he's had shaky starts this season. He's had good starts. He's got 3.27 goals against average to start the season. And on the other side, Dan Vladar is going to get the start for the Flames. He's 2-1 with a 3.92 goals against average. So 2 average goalies. You look defensively, both these two teams, so giving up over 3 goals a game, but offensively they've struggled as well. 2.6 goals a game, 2.8 goals a game, respectively. But you look, Calgary, they've dominated against the Kraken. 7-2 the last 9 versus the Pacific Division. Kraken 2-7 versus the Pacific Division in their last 9. And the Flames 7-1 the last 8 meetings between them and the Kraken. Also 5-0 the last 5 trips into Seattle. You know what? As much as it pains me to say it, I'm an Oilers fan, so I'm going to have to take Calgary here in this one to beat the Kraken. They are the better team. But you know what? A little bonus. I think we get some goals here in this one. I think this game ends up 4-3 final for Calgary. Do we need overtime? It might need overtime, but either way, I think this is a 4-3 final score. Yeah, plus 1,100 on that. Sprinkle a little bit. Calgary wins the game. I think the final score is 4-3.
All right, there you go from Rod here. Gives you the total bonus there from Rod. Flames and Kraken. Of course, Kraken, a team that has gone off to a tough start. It's been a little bit better here on that individual home game, but it's been one of those weird scheduling quirks where you go on the road, play home, go on the road, then come back home.
Right? Like they had some weird schedule spots where they were onto the road, back home, back onto the road, and it was like crazy schedule spots. I know it's just close. Some of them were just across over to Alberta, and then one was over to Vancouver. So it's really 15-minute ferry ride, 20-minute ferry ride, maybe 10, 15-minute plane ride. So not so bad. But I think this is one of those games that Calgary must get up for. We've seen them. They win one and lose one. I can't believe they lost the Islanders. Islanders in that last game they lost in a shootout to the Islanders. Last game of the road trip for the Islanders. The one they should have won. But I think this is one that they come in and they get the win. Take the Flames in this one.
Suter gone from this team. How do you assist the coaching now with this Flames team?
It's for early. Well, he's doing what he can with what he's got. Right. It's not like none of these goalies have really stepped up. Markstrom definitely hasn't done his job for the Flames this season. Not what they wanted. And you got Bitler throwing him in there. Like I said, this is his 3rd start. So I think they're starting him to see what he can do. Because I think the Markstrom plan is not working so good. He's doing a nosedive. And when you don't have a goalie, what do the Oilers do? No goalie, you're struggling. Because you got to try to outscore teams, and Calgary just doesn't have the offense to outscore. So coach-wise, I think they're doing as best as a job as he can. You're just missing those guys that are not out there. And then Huberdeau has been obsolete. Ever since he's come to Calgary, he's struggled. Jonathan Huberdeau is not been good in Calgary. He's just been enjoying making the money and really not been lighting the lamp and living up to his expectations in Calgary, that's for sure. That looks like a fun bust trade there. You got rid of the wrong guy. Kachuk was a beast. I don't know. Tough one there.
What do you make of your boys here at the top of the hour? Oilers at the Panthers trying to 5-10-1 start here against an 11-5-1 Florida team.
And you look, Picard's going to get the start finally. They're going to sit Skinner. Got to give Picard. Skinner was awful last time. The Oilers got out to a nice lead, and then he just completely collapsed. Let some really awful goals. He was sporting a 750 save percentage. So with Campbell in the juniors, rumors that Campbell might go to Detroit. They're trying to get Bernier from or Reimer from Detroit, trying to see if they can swindle Yzerman into making a deal there, but I don't see that happen. I think Yzerman's too smart for that. But Picard getting a start here for the Oilers. I think they get swept, as I said in the on the video. I took the Panthers until I see something from the Oilers. We haven't even seen McDavid go off. We haven't even seen McDavid have a 3-point night yet this season. He's looking like he's a disgruntled guy. I really don't think that he was ready for what they did when they hired that coach. I don't think he had any involvement. Everybody figures that he was the guy that said, "Hey, I want this coach, bring him in." No, he's really upset that they threw him under the bus like that. So I think there's a lot of rumblings going on in the Oilers. I think you're going to see somebody go. Someone's going to have to make some sort of trades because it's not working so well. And you can't keep going like this with what they got. The problem is they got no cap space. You've got 2 guys that make big money. You've got Darnell Nurse in the back end making big money. Bouchard's starting to turn around. I give him credit. He's trying to. He's actually making some forward progress from when he started the year. Not Nurse. Yikes! There's a $9 million contract. That's a heavyweight. Campbell, his $5 million a year, and he's in the AHL, and he can't even stop a beach ball right now. So it's a struggle for the Oilers right now. I think we might be losing one of them big guys. I think you've got to. You got to bust up the party because it's not working so good. You just look at the pieces you'll get back if you trade one of those guys. Not what you want to hear as an Oilers fan, but you can't keep them both. You know that one's going to go, and you got to get some pieces back. So he needs a defenseman and a goalie. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of those guys go.
Yep. So
I think Leon to Boston. I really do. I think Leon to Boston.
Yep. You know, of course, you know, peripheral sports take a little pause here. So what we like to do here with Rod on Mondays, we call them the wacky lines on Monday. The wacky any line looks wacky, Rod Zawacky, in college football. What line looks out of whack to you?
This week?
Yeah.
Well, the one that really bounced out to me was like at Michigan minus 3.5. I was like, what the? Is it still at 3.5? It is still at 3.5. Doesn't that seem like a weird line to you? Michigan minus 3.5. I know they're at home, but 3.5. I think I wouldn't have made that more 3. It looks like they're begging to take Ohio State in that one. Don't you want them more than a field goal with Ohio State? I don't. I'm going to take Michigan in that one. That's the one that bounced out to me. I was like, wow, look at that weird line. Figured it'd be a little closer than that. They're looking like they're begging you to take Ohio State there. But both teams are up in great cover machines this season. What was the other one I seen? Let's go that way.
Interesting. LSU laying double digits against Texas A&M with their defense, but can they just go in there and outscore? Of course, Texas A&M has some issues at quarterback. We'll see if Max can play. But, of course, the quarterback coaching changed as well with A&M, even though a pretty good defensive team.
Right? Really good defensive team. The other one you look, you got the other one that I looked, Battle of Washington State and Washington. The Cougars aren't as bad as what people think. 16 point. I think I would have to lean with the Cougars on that one.
The Apple
Cup. Washington's good with covering 17 at home. Those are always battle. That's the Apple Cup. Come on.
Yeah.
It's always closer than what people think of the Apple Cup.
Yeah,
I like the Cougars.
I guess Washington I don't think Washington wanted to ruin their season. They didn't want any bulletin board, so they extended the series with Washington State. I thought it was pretty timely to do that. Didn't want to piss anybody out. Okay, we're going to play the Apple Cup for a couple of years. I forgot what it extended to, maybe a couple of years. But this rivalry, a couple more years, because I guess they don't want any bulletin board material for this game.
Well, yeah, exactly. So they were like, okay, let's not do it. We will play you guys this year. But and now that line looks disrespectful to me. So it's like, I think it's closer than the 16.5 that you can get there. I don't think Washington really wanted to play this game, but they did just because. Just as you said. They did a bulletin board game.
I'm showing a cancellation here with UMass and Connecticut. I don't know why, but that just flashed over my screen right now. I would have to probably research and see why they canceled UMass and UConn. That just hit my screen right now. UMass and UConn canceled. So maybe Rock can check it out, see what the word is. That just flashed on my screen right now. That it was a 9 a.m. game or a noon game. See what the story is on that one. If there's weather or illness or what the story is. Or maybe that was scheduled on neutral field, I believe. Let's see here.
See anything?
You don't see anything on that one. UMass and Connecticut. Let me see if any. Let me look it up here. It shows up on my screen. Canceled. Maybe that's just a site. Maybe it's a site change. That might be a site change. Hang on. Yeah, that is a site change. It was a neutral, but it's back on. It's moving back to UMass. All right, so that's the information there. No worries there. They're going to play that game. Yeah, they're going to play. I think it was originally scheduled as a neutral site, but it's now going to be played on campus at UMass. Okay, so that's the story there in that one. Interested to see how Colorado will close out their season. They're getting 22 at Utah. It's been a rough stretch here for our man Dion.
I think they get beat up in that one. They're going to struggle to score. They struggled to score against the Cougars last week, and now you're going into Utah to try to get some points. Ooh, good luck. Good luck facing the Utes. Solid defense.
Here's an interesting game in the mid-majors here. I think this one's interesting. San Jose State and UNLV both have played well here. San Jose State played a really tough non-conference, and they got that toughened them up as they really piled up some wins. UNLV 3 at home in that one.
Right, and I think that's a battle. You look, as you said, San Jose State on the road 5-0 against the spread. UNLV, since they played Michigan, they've just been rolling. Playing great football after they played Michigan and lost that one. hung in there, tried to play hanging with Michigan, but just couldn't do it. But after that, they've been playing great football. I would have to lean UNLV in that one.
All right, there we go. A little bit of wacky lines with Rod here on a Monday. Flames here on the record, -102 against the Kraken tonight, 10 Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Sprint for tonight's action. Of course, we do have Monday Night Football on the board, as well as action here on the ice. NBA college hoops is Purdue now pulling away up by 14 late in this one. What do you have going over at Pick Dog Sprint? Rod showing good results in college basketball.
Now for me over at Pick Dog Sprint tonight, I've got my Monday Night Football Insider Information play. You can scoop that up. I've got my NHL Sniper play, or you can get both those plays in my Monday triple, which includes the Insider Information play, NHL Sniper play, plus a bonus NHL play. I don't know where to Pick Dogs and scoop that up, and let's continue to make some money over Pick Dogs.
Make some money indeed with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dog Sprint. Good results here in college hoops, so get on board with Rod. First, get the long-term passes, best value now with all these sports overlapping. Great time. Use the promo code PICK. Save that 15% off. All right, Rod, as always, great having you show. Continue the success. We'll catch up with you tomorrow, but let everybody know about your video series, NHL.
Yeah, definitely like, subscribe. That way you get notified when those videos drop. Break tomorrow. No hockey tomorrow. Surprisingly, no hockey tomorrow. But we're back at it Wednesday, and then no hockey Thursday for American Thanksgiving. They took the break for American Thanksgiving, and then back at it Friday. So big schedule Wednesday, big card Friday and Saturday. So lots of hockey coming forward, just a couple days off, and then we'll go deep right back into hockey all the way till the Christmas break.
Yep.
So definitely tune into those. Check out what we got going in the archive tonight. There's a nice parlay over there for us tonight. I love that one. So I know, scoop it up.
Scoop it up indeed. All right, Rod. We'll catch it up over at Pick Dogs Premium, and check out Rod over on the channel with his hockey videos tonight. All right, Rod. Keep up the great work. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Definitely. Have yourself a good night, Tony. Good luck, everybody, with your bets. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.
You got it. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on our coverage. Guys, every time you miss a pick recap at the end of the show, stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Get to my pick. We're going to Heat and Bulls tonight. And in this one, we're going to be coming in here on the Heat Bulls to go over the total here. It actually has moved up a point from where we had it. So it was 209.5. It has now moved a point up to 210.5. So that's kind of where it was open. But I had handicapped that at over at that number anyway. Let me double check this. Sharpest book in the world right now is showing me in this one. Now here we go. Yep, 209.5, 210.5 in some places. Do your line shopping, get the best numbers. 210 now, 210.5 you'll be able to find now, but we'll still go with it in this one. And it really comes down to the Miami Heat, the way they played, their style of play of late. There's been the Heat. We look over their past 5 games. They're shooting the ball pretty well, 47% shooting, and they're averaging 116.5 points per 100 possessions. So we've seen the Heat really improve the offensive production. We've seen it also an uptick in Bulls scoring at home. So I think this total is just a little too low here, based on how the Heat has shown improvement offensively over this 5-game stretch. So we'll go over the total here between the Heat and Bulls. Over 210 looks to be the going number in most places. 210, 210.5. Do your line chopping, get the best numbers, guys. Check out Pick Dogs Premium. Well, right now I have a 3-pack up there with 2 from the NBA, 1 from the NFL bundled. I am the top unit producer in the NBA right now over at Pick Dogs, so go ahead and get signed up. Remember, we have long-term passes. You can get signed up with my 3, 7, or 30 sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period to select. When you go over to my handicapper page and make that purchase, remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. You can add multi-cappers with the multi-capper promotion. Even great value there. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's get to the recap for this evening. All right, we started off with Brian. He liked the Knicks plus 2.5 against the T-Wolves. David was on Avalanche puck line. Lay the puck in a half at plus 158 against Predators. Jay was on Pistons plus 9.5 against Nuggets. Brad says Marquette minus 5.5 here against UCLA. Jovan was on the Clippers, late 8.5 against the Spurs. Rod says Flames minus 1 or 2 against Kraken. I'll be on the Heat. Bulls now over 210. And the one I like the most, let's go with there's a lot that I like here on this board tonight. We'll go here with Jay's pick on the Pistons plus the 9. A little too many against a Nuggets team that was just 1-5 of the spread. Look at the spread right here for the Pistons. They been covered 3 of their past 6 games. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Big Dogs and Sports Chat plays. Look up their plays for you in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show live here at 6 p.m. Actually, during the week, it's 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with Mitch, Jay, and Chris with their morning show. Remember, Mitch has his 7 picks in 5 minutes, betting tool shows, roundtable discussions with the professionals. We've got Chris with his NHL wraparound series, Jay with his NFL and NBA rundown videos, live shows as well. You want to catch Jay and Mitch at halftime tonight of that Chiefs and Eagles game for their halftime picks. So make sure you have those notifications ready for that. Of course, we got Rod Zawacky with his NHL video series. We got Brad with his parlay videos as well. We've got lots of video series here over at Pick Dogs as well. And of course, Romanelli with his college basketball rundown as well as college football rundown as well. Mills with the UFC rundown, his parlay videos. Of course, Nick Mencken, our first touchdown props, always up there on the board. So guys, check those out right now over at Pick Dogs. And appreciate everybody's contributions here over on the, let's take a peek at the live chat. Like you guys, Weller Time, Lando 86 in there, CT 1200 in there, Ron Elston, shout out to you, J-Man 45, Rise Above Anything in the chat today, Nicholas Handy, Gabriel Gutierrez as well as Upset XD in the chat. Lots of folks in there. Quan Rue in there as well. Grant Clarkson made an appearance here in the chat room tonight, as did Daryl Turner, Ramon, Ron Crawford, Christina Smith. Shout out to you as well. And Blake as well. Appreciate those. Thank you very much for that, Blake. All right, that's going to do it here for our show. Thanks everyone's contributions today. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew for tonight and wake up. Bye, guys. You guys have a great